be with you. Now look, I'm very busy. I've got some rainbow material here which I'm cutting into strips so that I can put it on the big crosses that we have outside our churches. I've been thinking a lot about rainbows. You might have one in your house perhaps that you've made, and it reminds me of a story, and I've got one or two helpers helping me with these rainbows. I'll just move the camera and you can see who's helping me. You can probably hear them actually. We've got down here my two chickens. Here we are, look, being very helpful. You want to come say hello? Hello. And then right at the back there, and I'll walk the camera this way so you can see, we've got my two ponies, Finn and Jake. Finn is nearest to the lich gate, and then the one with the more white on him, the black bottom and the white body, that's Jake. And they're just doing a bit of mowing around the church at the moment for me, keeping the grass down. So we've got two chickens and we've got two horses, and you can probably hear the sheep as well. They're just being given their tea. So we've got lots of animals, and there's a story, and you might even know which story I'm thinking of, that features animals, two of them in each kind, and a rainbow. It's the story of Noah. And I thought that's quite a good story for us to share at the moment, so I brought it with me and I'm going to read it to you. And again, we're going to read from my favourite version, which is the Lion Storyteller Bible. I love this version of the children's Bible stories. It's called A Special Promise. God was sad, very sad. Everywhere he looked, he saw people making bad choices, hating each other, hurting each other, making a mess of his beautiful world. I need to start all over again, God decided. I need to make my world clean. And that's when he talked to Noah. Noah was not like the rest. He was a good man, and God knew it. So God told him to build a boat big enough to hold Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, their wives, a pair of every animal in the world, and food enough to feed all of them for a very long time. Noah's family were surprised when he told them what he was going to do. Noah's neighbours thought it very strange of him to build a boat so far from the sea. And it wasn't easy chasing and catching and cleaning up after all those animals. But Noah was a good man. He did what God told him, even when it was hard. At last, when they were all tucked safely away in the boat, God shut the door, and then it started to rain. It rained for 40 days. It rained for 40 nights. It rained harder than Noah had ever seen it rain before. It rained so hard that the streams and the rivers and even the seas burst their banks and shores and began to flood. Soon every sandy beach, every rocky path, every patch of muddy earth had disappeared beneath the water. And the boat began to float. It floated above the houses. It floated above the trees. It floated above the hills and then above the mountains too. It floated for days and weeks and months. And then it stopped, stuck at the top of a tall mountain. Noah opened a window to look out. The water was going down, but the world was far from dry. So he sent out a dove. And when the dove didn't come back, Noah knew that it had found a dry place to build its nest. "Come out," God called finally. "Come out of the boat. The world is dry. The world is clean. And now you and your family and all the animals must have children and fill it full of life again." Hooray! Noah celebrated. And he thanked God for saving him. God was happy too. So he painted the world's first rainbow in the sky to celebrate his fresh, clean world and to promise that he would never send a flood like that again. We put rainbows in our windows, and I'm putting rainbows on the crosses as a symbol, a bit like the one that God first left for Noah, a reminder that God cares about us and will never leave us alone, that he's always going to be there. And it's a sign too of hope, of a new and better time, a time that we all look forward to now. And so, let us pray. Loving God, we thank you for this beautiful world you have given us to care for. We thank you for the beautiful creatures that we share this world with. And we thank you for the symbol of hope, the rainbow, that we see in our windows and on our crosses at this time. Help us always to remember that we are not alone, that you are always there and always will be. And may this symbol of hope lead us to a better future. Amen.